Okay, so here we are in our editing workspace. Let's talk about what all of these things are and what they do. So at the very top of the window, this is called your different workspaces. So you have a learning workspace where if you want to go through any of these tutorials on the side, you can, and it can teach you all kinds of things. The assemblies workspace is usually the first workspace that you will use when you're first putting your footage in. You're assembling the footage, okay? Then you go into the editing workspace, which you'll generally spend most of your time in. And we have a color workspace when you want to work on the color of a video. We have an effects workspace, an audio workspace, and a graphics workspace. Graphics are for titles and captions and things like that that you're going to put on your video. And then you have a libraries. So like if you have a bunch of things that have been made and you might put them in your library, it would go right there. And this is called the overflow. Okay. I am going to edit my workspace panels up here because I don't use this learning one. And I'm just going to put them all in this overflows menu so that they're not up there in the way. And I want you to try it as well. So I'm going to come down here to where it says Edit Workspaces. I'm going to click on that. And then once I do that, I'm going to grab the learning one and I'm going to drag it into the overflow menu. Okay. Did you see how that went? It went from the top to into the overflow menu. It's not going to be gone. It's not deleted. It's just in the overflow menu. We'll show you that next. Now I'm going to grab this libraries one and I'm going to put that down there too because I'm not going to really use that very often either. Mostly what I use is I stay right here in assembly editing and then sometimes I go to graphics. Now if you want to move them and you want to put graphics behind editing, you can do that and you can put the other things in a different order. So you can change the order of your workspaces up there. All right. When you're finished with all that, you need to press OK or it will not keep the changes that you have made. So press OK. And now you can see that it's a little tidier up there, a little smaller, less confusing, less options for you. We have assembly, editing, graphics, color, effects, and audio. And if we wanted to get to the learning or the library, we can click on the overflow button and we can look at all of the extra ones that are over here. All right, now let's go into the editing workspace because we're going to spend most of our time in the editing workspace. All these things in here are called panels. This is the program panel. This is the timeline panel. This is your project panel. And this is your source monitor panel. There are a couple of things that I want to kind of show you really fast. Let me reset my panels. All right, now they're all reset to where they would be normally. You can reset yours if you like to, but they shouldn't be different. They should be kind of like the normal settings at the moment because this is your first time using Premiere Pro. And I'm going to show you how to simplify your workspaces so you have less stuff that you don't have to worry about and you know exactly what you need to use. So these are called the the panel control bars, okay? And you can click on those and you can close the panel. That means where did it go? Where did it go? How could I get it back, Mrs. Doppelmayr? You can come up to Windows and you can come down here and you can click on it and it's back, right? But because I really don't want all those extra things that I'm not going to be using, I'm not going to use the media browser. I'm not going to use the history. We're not going to use markers. We're probably not going to use info very often. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that. And we're not going to really use libraries. Now, if we want to get them back and we need them, we can get them. We will use effects. So please do not get rid of your effects panel and do not get rid of your project panel. Metadata you're not going to use very often, so go ahead and close that one out and go ahead and close your audio clip panel out. You are going to use this effects control panel and you will use your source monitor. So this is appropriate. Please keep the effects control panel and your source monitor. Keep your program panel and keep your timeline panel. And that's all of your panels and what you need to know about the interface and what you're doing so far. So now let's go back to assembly. And now let's talk about how to import footage, how to bring footage into Premiere Pro that you want to edit and take care of. So there are multiple ways to bring in footage. You can go to File and you can press Import. You can also use your keyboard shortcut, Command I. You can also just double click in this window where it says Import to Start Media. All right. So once you do that, it's going to open up a window and you're going to have to navigate to find your peanut butter and jelly folder. And that is on your desktop. So you click on desktop and then we go to PB&J. And now we don't want to bring in the autosave folder. We want to bring in the video folder. So we can click on that, open it up. And there's several ways to highlight all of this footage so that we can press import. You can use your mouse and click and drag over all of the pieces to highlight them and then press import. You can use your keyboard shortcut, Command A, and select them all and press import. And those are just some of the ways. Okay, I'm going to press import now. Now, all of your footage is over here, all of those pieces of footage that you have. Now, there's two ways to look at your footage. You can look at it in list view, or you can look at it in thumbnail view. I like thumbnail view for some things, and I like list view for some things. So those are the multiple different ways of looking at your footage, okay? The next thing I wanted to show you is how to bring in an entire folder and not just individual clips. Remember, we highlighted all the clips and we pressed import and we brought them all in, and now they're in the project PB&J. Well, let's say that we wanted to bring in it as a folder. I'm going to use my keyboard shortcut, Command I. I'm going to go back to my desktop. I'm going to go to my PB&J folder, open it up, and I want to bring in this entire audio folder, and I'm going to click on that one time because I didn't open it, and then I'm going to import that folder. And now you'll see that it imported the folder, and if I open the folder, I have my 2 peanut butter and jelly pieces of music. Okay, Mrs. Dobermeyer, where did all the clips go? How do I get back to that? It's okay, don't worry. Just click on the project and it brings you right back to it. Pretty cool, right? Now, fun thing you can do is you can create a bin. I'm going to show you how to create a bin. I'm going to click on the bin. Oops, I think I did that inside here. I don't want to do that inside there. So I'm going to delete that. I'm going to delete that bin by pressing delete. And I'm going to go back to my project. I'm going to click over here and I'm going to put new bin. And I'm going to call this bin video. Now I'm going to highlight all of the things that I want in this new bin. You can drag and drop your items into the bin. Okay, so what I would do is I would Command A to highlight everything, and then keep Command and then undo. You can drag and drop them into the folder. And then I'm going to click on all the things I want to select and drag them into the folder. Click on all the things I want to select and drag them into the folder. Click. On all the things I want to select and drag them into the folder. And now I have 2 folders. I have a video folder and I have an audio folder. I can open up my video folder. And if I want to go back to my main project to see both folders, I can click on my project folder. If I want to open the audio folder, I can click it and I can go back to my main project where I have two. So this is how you kind of like go back and forth between the different bins. Okay, you have two bins inside of your project folder. So you have two folders there. I hope that makes sense. I hope you play around with that a little bit, get comfortable with it, and understand how to go back and forth between them. Be very careful that you don't make your bin inside of a bin, right? So if just let's say you did that. Let's say you have your audio bin and it's inside of your video bin, okay? You open your bin and you're like, how do I get my audio bin out of my video bin? You grab the bin, you bring it up and you hold it over the project bin and you put it down. Let me show you how to do that again, just so that you know, okay? I'm gonna put that in there. I'm gonna open up my video bin and go, how do I get my audio bin out of my video bin and into my project folder? Well, you grab your audio, you hold it over your project, and then you bring it down into the blank black space and you drop it. All right, so make sure you try that so that you're comfortable with moving folders in and out of the bins. All right, so now we've shown you how to import your footage. We've shown you how to move your bins around. We've shown you how to get everything going. Now, this is what we call rough cut. You open this up and we look at all of the different items here and we say, okay, what do we want to start with first? Well, we always want to start with an establishing shot. So let me review this video. I'm going to double click on the video and it's going to show into the project panel. And I'm going to come to the beginning. I'm going to press play. I'm going to say that's kind of shaky. Wait till I get the right scene that I want. Okay, I want to start right about there. So if I want to start right there, there's two things I can do. I can press I on my keyboard and it creates an endpoint, or I can just press this bracket here and it creates the same thing as an endpoint. Keyboard shortcuts are faster and more efficient if you write them down and keep a note of all of your keyboard shortcuts. You go through this much quicker as you learn. So I'm going to continue to press play. Okay, I want to stop right there. I want it to not zoom in any further, and I want that to be my out point. So I can press the mark for my out point, or I can press O on my keyboard, and I've got an out point. Now, I have three options here. I can bring down the audio and the video by just pulling this down into here. I can say, no, I just want to bring down the video and pull down just the video, or no, I just want to bring down the audio and just pull down the audio. But I'm going to bring down all three. And that's how you do that.